This was easily the most comical frame of Mark Williams' entire career. At this point, the yellow was teetering on the lip of the pocket. Yet his opponent had a sudden brainwave and decided to kick a red towards the pocket. This borderline suicidal piece of defense made the crowd hold their breath. At the same time, it sparked Williams' urge to toy with his opponent. And from there, the two embarked on a contest that could only be described as bizarre. Williams simply rolled the cue ball into Nestle against the red. For the most flamboyant man in snooker, it is rare to encounter a youngster brave enough to show off against him. And once that happens, he is always happy to indulge in a full-blown duel of tricks. Heafield responded by blasting the cue ball away from the cluster. Holding the initiative, his chances immediately looked far better. As a post-90s youngster, having the nerve to trade trick shots with a top-class operator like Williams was a display of courage worthy of genuine respect. Williams had no choice but to continue using tight contact to solve the problem. At this stage, he was still trailing by as many as 18 points. Both corner pockets were blocked, and with the green glued to the cushion, a purely defensive approach would have left Williams with almost no chance. But the youngster chose to get fancy himself, and that decision handed Williams a glimmer of hope for a comeback. Who do you think would have the last laugh? With this stroke, Williams completely tied up 3 balls, while also drawing the cue ball safely out of the pack. From this moment of seizing the initiative, it was clear that experience was beginning to tell. A gentle nudge from Williams produced a delicate snooker. Heafield's face instantly darkened. The yellow was now perilously close to an in-off. If this stalemate dragged on any longer, the next mistake was almost certain to be his. Youth often comes with impulsiveness. Heafield took another bold gamble, once again sending the cue ball long. Let's see how Williams deals with the danger this time. With no reliable safety available, Williams could only play another tight contact. And just like that, the situation reverted to where it had begun. All Heafield needed to do was kick the cue ball clear of the cluster. But this attempt failed to achieve the desired effect, and instead handed Williams a chance to turn the frame around. Heafield was overly cautious on this shot and misjudged the angle. The cue ball ran straight into the blue, costing him 5 points. In this situation, Williams could have taken control of the frame himself, or chosen to make his opponent play again. After a brief inspection, Williams decisively handed the table back. Heafield looked thoroughly unhappy, as if to say, "Come on, old man, that's not playing fair. We agreed to have some fun, didn't we?" Williams once again sent the cue ball long. Although it was not far from the cluster, the earlier 5-point penalty had clearly unsettled Heafield, and being left-handed, he now had no option but to reach for the rest. Williams stood nearby, barely able to suppress a grin. "If you want to trade tricks with me, you've still got a lot to learn." The yellow missed the bottom pocket by the narrowest of margins. On the strength of that shot alone, Heafield might even have had something to discuss with Selby about safety play. The two continued trading shots in this fashion. Just as the crowd were beginning to feel drowsy, Heafield accidentally nudged the yellow into the pocket. And with that, their extraordinary contact ball battle finally came to an end. The crowd responded with warm, encouraging applause. Now, if Williams could pot his way onto the pink, he would complete a dramatic comeback. But with the green still tight to the cushion, a one-shot kill remained fraught with difficulty. Let's see whether Williams can ride the momentum and clear the table. This was the true measure of Mark Williams' class. A brutally difficult green posed no problem whatsoever in his eyes. The cue ball then ran beautifully onto the brown. With every obstacle now removed from the table, he could begin the final ruthless act of collection.
Fantastic effort there from Mark
After
Williams.
potting the pink, Mark Williams completed a magnificent comeback on the back of a flawless frame.